Okay, my stream is up. Um, just gotta find the game. Is the game up?
1 second.
Copy.
These guys are rolling with a big advantage tonight.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how long I'll be able to wear a headset and my left hand is hurting, just letting you know.
That's fine. Let me just make sure.
Lamont, can you output to like external speakers?
I could, but the stream would lose the audio.
Okay.
Or at least it would lose the Discord audio.
Worst case, I mean, I mean, you
I,
don't really need to tell me what's going on. Like,
technically
I'll know what's
speaking,
going on.
like the way I could offset that would be to reroute the Discord audio to match the speakers, so then I'd have both the speakers and Discord audio running through the speakers, and then I just have to wear the headset loosely, like around my neck, because I figured out that's a thing I can do. Wear it around my neck and have the mic near my mouth.
Yeah,
That
we'll see how
could
that.
potentially
Um,
work.
yeah, we'll see how that goes. I mean, you know, not like the biggest of the issues.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, the game is up, by the way, folks. So
No.
everybody's checked out the map, correct?
I got sent to a random lobby.
Again?
Really? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's. I think, I think based on that patch, that still is issue. By the,
Yeah.
Oh,
by the way,
I'm about to be sent to a different one. Yep.
do
Nope. I got
should
sent to
I
the same one.
do I invite you guys?
Yeah, that usually works, I think.
I invited. Oh, Winsip's already in. So
So
that
I know I'm being sent to a different lobby when it doesn't ask me for a password.
yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
But I don't know if that was
Ah,
because I sent you the invite or is it because you guys
no,
got in.
I just got in.
Okay.
Hmm.
Winsip, did you have your ice cream?
He's gonna be screaming.
Oh shit.
I'm going low carbs tonight.
Low carbs tonight.
Low carb, low energy. Let's go.
What the sh?
I guess we
Uh,
can
uh,
start the show, man. Let's go. We
Low
can have.
carbs means that he's having his tea.
I think
Yes?
I'm about to make it, yeah.
Fassel needs to come.
Yeah, Fast lost to join. Once if you got those one of those electric kettles, or you're doing it on the stove with the traditional.
Uh, I have both options, so whichever. No, I have the fast ones. I have the electrical cables.
Oh, okay. Hey man, I don't know. I don't know. Like when you're having your
I
Moroccan
need
tea,
an
like
invite.
what you gonna do?
Let me send you one, Faisal.
You are offline on Steam, friends.
And on Ages, saying
Yeah.
offline.
Last online 4 weeks ago, but I somehow sent you an invite anyway.
Sweet. Let me find it. Weird, my friends list is disabled. Can somebody send me a nobody could send me in-game invite?
It's saying you're offline in game.
Yeah, it won't let you send a invite to a player who's off. Well, nope. I just sent one. Here's another one.
Now it's saying he's online. So. Yeah, I sent you in game as well, Faisal. You should get
Yep, same.
Usually
I
it
see
would
it.
be like a sliding pop-up.
I've sent you like
Yeah.
3.
Just sent another one.
Okay.
If you could join off your Steam friend list, that would probably be the most reliable method.
Yeah, but for some reason that pop-up won't even work. I may need to like Steam or some
You
shit.
probably just have to hit the reconnect. Well, but you're in the game.
You're in the game, Faisal. You're good.
You're fine.
I see Munstef's already chosen to be on Horam and Saman's team. With this color.
Oh, I picked number
No.
2. I didn't
Two,
change the color.
he didn't even pick 2. He just joined the lobby, man.
You can go your favorite purple, Munstef.
Ooh. Purple. Any questions about the map, or you guys are good?
No AI.
No.
No.
Well, yes, yes, there is. There is, but just like very minimal. Like I didn't show it, but it's like the 3 towers. That's
I
about
mean,
it.
just to
Just
add
to
it, just to add it as a player. That's what I'm mentioning.
yeah, and then someone gets to pick like his teammate.
And there's some towers you said on the map.
Should be in the corner.
Only 3. Only 3 in the whole map.
Oh, okay.
Just to give AI a little like presence, so someone can choose as a teammate.
Yeah, I guess we're good then.
Okay,
Alright.
folks, switch it up and let's rock and roll.
Let's see.
How would you like to troll tonight, sir?
Oh, seeing how I am not exactly in ideal shape, shall we say, probably something that's not super micro intensive.
Hmm. Depends on what like combo you want to play. Like you could go something. Like I guess what do you when you say not micro intensive, like I guess there's levels of micro, so what type where were you thinking, like what levels of micro?
So, I was thinking, well, the first thing that popped in my head was like I didn't get to play Saracens, but I'm like,
Yeah.
I didn't know. I can't handle Mamelukes and onagers right now. That's not gonna be happening tonight. So, and then uh, archers are closer to that, shall we say? I mean, you got to keep them alive, low HP and
Mhm.
stuff.
Mhm.
So, I'm probably leaning a little bit more towards infantry and or cavalry, probably cavalry. Should be able to handle that much better than archer play right now.
Okay. So
Should I just be looking around?
Sounds to me. Well, what kind of cav play are you? What kind of cavalry play are you thinking?
That I am undecided upon. I didn't even get up until like I don't know when you messaged me.
Yeah,
So
yeah. It just depends on like how you want to have your main combo, like main force combo. Um, I guess I can supplement with siege and stuff. I can do the siege play. I mean, I guess like so could run certain combos if you're doing like Lithuanians where you get the bomber towers
yeah, I was thinking maybe I'll go
or
Spanish.
mm, hmm. Oh, you want to run the conch paladin type of situation? Is that
Yeah,
what you're thinking?
that might not be too bad. And then I can do like Halbs early on and Halb Pally into Conk Pally, or
Uh,
Skirm Pally, something to transition into Conk Pally, and they have good infantry and good upgrades on them. That's maybe a thought.
so so here's the thing. So I mean that's not bad because then you don't really need wood really.
Yeah.
So so a lot of your plays are on food and gold. Um, I guess the question would be is because the thing is like there's going to be a moment where we're going to be like heavily outnumbered,
Mhm.
so we just have to like use some strategic choke points and lock out our area and use some strategic choke points to kind of like beat them. But usually just generally speaking, usually when you do that, you need like very strong units.
Mm.
You know, like basically you have to be like you just have to have better units than them. And then,
Yeah.
and then hopefully you beat them on the quality versus you know what I mean? Like quality
Yeah.
versus quantity
Quality.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess the question would be is, um, hmm, if you wanted to go some kind of cav, we we need to definitely like support that with like some major like archer fire. Um, Now in theory, we could sort of do like if we wanted like a main army comp that's really good but not siege oriented, we could run the Gujra and Lithuanian, just give you
Mhm.
like the best of that, and then if we need camels, I could throw in the camels and then have elephant archers behind that shit.
Mhm.
I mean, in theory, we could have like a strong like combination there, but there'll always be moments where where there's those onager or they'll have like heavy siege, like they'll have one guy overproduce like a bitch,
Yeah.
and then it's kind of like either we only fight them in like open spaces and otherwise we have to let them out. Like for example, like if they win a particular choke point battle, we would have to literally strategically give ground to destroy all that shit. Unless we basically say, nah, not really, doesn't matter. We can basically have our own, um, kind of like have our own siege or something. In which case, like, then what? I mean, we have some options there. If we like, say, if I do some siege, if I do like,
Mm.
if I do like Koreans and I do the towers and the um onagers.
Oh fuck.
Or you think like that's
So
gonna be
they've
too OP?
thus far picked humans and Chinese. Vassal went Chinese.
Hmm.
Munsif went humans.
Yeah, yeah. So we're already dealing with the camel paladin combo, right?
Yeah.
With some archers. So question would be is um what would be not like so crazy for you? Basically, our like 1-2 combo hit should be like very strong. Mm, um, so should you? Because I think we do need some kind of paladins. I guess the question would be is, you know, what if it's just that we won't have like those heavy onagers per se?
Yeah.
Because I guess like one other combo could be Gujaras plus Persians, and you basically have like run run of the mill camel plus that, and then I have like camels if I need to, but basically the elephant archers which don't need wood, and then everything else is
I mean, you don't. Though the interesting thing about the Gujar is you don't technically have to go the Ellie Archers. You could instead technically go the Chakram Throwers.
we could, but I have a feeling we're gonna need like a
Six.
tanky something
Four.
just
Well,
to kind of like
it's the only reason I bring that up is because the Chakram Throwers are kind of like scorpions. So if you
yeah
keep
yeah
them alive,
yeah yeah
they can do really good.
um yeah, it's just that we'll face like 20 onagers.
Fair enough.
They're gonna go like
Oh.
15 scorpions, 20 onagers, like running down the choke point. Now, in theory, I could go like something defensive with you. We didn't have to go onagers, but I could go little Bohemians, or we could do Turks or something and destroy all their shit from far away. Only thing is like then in that case you would probably want something because the Turks have camels too. But like I guess in theory, I mean Bohemians wouldn't be too bad. Um, it'll just give you like so that you're not. Basically, I think like if you want to just stick with like a food and gold comp, and wood is only for like your anecdotal trebs and all that stuff, then maybe I guess you were thinking Spanish, which maybe not.
Yeah.
I mean, it could work. I mean, we could make it work. Or like there could be the Gujaras, which is again like range that doesn't need
Wood.
yeah wood. Um Thinking what else would be something that wouldn't really need wood. You um I mean mm, you could go Khmer.
I did think about that. Yeah.
Just come here with onagers and it'll be like shit again. Um,
There's not that many ranged units that cost food instead of wood.
yeah. Yeah, I mean it's conks or
Technically.
like those are those LA archers really.
Well, Franks have the throwing axe. Gujaras have the chakrams. Um, where's Gi- the Gebetto? Yeah, the Gebetto is also ranged melee. That's food and gold. But obviously, I'm not gonna play as the Malians.
Nah, I mean you need like some very strong units really here.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
So
I'm obviously not gonna be playing as the Malians for that. Yeah, those are the only ranged food gold units I
I
can think
mean
of.
we could even it depends on how you want to. Like if you wanted to go like hard like it gets messy if you wanted to go hard, no siege, kind of like no onager play as much. So the onagers we have is to just destroy all the forest or a lot of the forest while mucking it up and choking them, but choking them into our buildings and stuff as that we make, but not really the forest as much. And then
Um,
and then
I'm
you know
I'm leaning
it's just that they'll
towards
they'll overwhelm.
the Spanish.
So if you're gonna go like gunpowder, I guess the question is then what? Should we just like support that with long range? You know? Should we just bombard? Should we just do that? Do you want like Bohemians or Turks or something to give you like that extra? Because like even if their siege comes right, the towers will hold them for a bit, and then it'll be like. So I guess in theory, if you win Spanish, your paladins will never be alone. It's just that we won't have. With Turks, you'll get the camels. Without the Turks, well, you won't need camels then. Like it'll just be Hussite wagons as a front line, and then just you know bomb the hoofneats and pikemen. But that's all wood.
Uh, I'm fine with whichever one you would pick out of those two. I think the
Well,
Bohemian is a better pick with the Spanish.
mhm.
Um, but I also recognize you don't really get to play Bohemian and or Turks often, so you're free to pick which between those two, if that's what you think is good for the team.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if you wanted me to play onagers, it's a different, you know, we could rock onagers, right? The towers, onagers, pikemen with war wagons. We could do a Korean thing. We could even do a Mongol thing. However, probably not to underestimate. The only thing is Berbers can do like pretty decent as well. So, but if you want that long range because you want to address their siege, then I guess in theory, because I don't get to play them, of course, there's also the Italians. Forget that shit. They'll cry like too much about it. They'll take out all their front line. Um,
Oh,
so maybe Salman, it depends on you. Like, you feel like I should play like more with the like. Do you want more support with the onager play with archers, or did you want um like the Bohemian or the Turks type of situation?
you said there's an AI in here, right?
Yeah, that's just to give you a bonus.
Okay. Then I don't particularly mind if you go either Bohemians or Koreans. the big advantage I'm seeing to Turk play is the team bonus would help affect the conks, and we can put the AI as that so that the conks come out a little bit faster, which is solid bonus. Or either that, or we could do Berbers. I think they have it's the same effect if they go Berbers. We also get the Genitars. But I just think the Bohemian pick is a little bit better synergistically than the Turk pick. Yeah.
If you like, yeah, I mean, if you want your support to be the Bohemian pick, like with that kind of a ranged thing, yeah, let's rock with that. And that it's not like SO anyway, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Being rushed. Attack the enemy with militia. Flare the location of your army. Stop building a navy. Yes.
Been playing this game, Phantom Brigade, man. So much fun.
What is it? Phantom
Brigade.
Brigade. Okay. Is that on PC or like?
Yeah, it's on PC. I personally think it might be a little too easy for you, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay. Is it like turn-based?
Simultaneous turn. If that
I don't know.
makes so.
No. Doesn't.
Basically, you queue in your movements for the turn, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's single player only at the time. So the AI is given a set of moves as well, and they happen at the same time. So you commit to your moves, and then they happen real time.
Oh.
And then the game pauses again for the next turn.
Gotcha. Because it's a bit more of a simulation, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So the reason I say it's too easy for you, most likely, is the whole idea behind it is our faction team, whatever, we are technically outgunned and outmanned, but we have this advanced tech which allows us to predict the future by a couple seconds. So you can see what your opponent's gonna do for the duration of the simultaneous turn, so you can like move to counter that. And been a couple missions where I play where it said the game says this mission's impossible, and I just rack them. There also have been a couple occasions where the game says, "Oh yeah, no, this isn't impossible. This is very hard," and I'm like, "Nope, this mission's impossible. I'm out." But it's really rare for that to happen. It's either I wreck or it's impossible. There's kind of like no in between, because usually when it's basically impossible is when they're over equipped with missile launchers. So what the missile launchers do is extreme long range tracking, so they home in on your guy, and then they knock out your pilot, so that he basically becomes useless. Hey, what's up, Wade Bear? This is Age of Empires 2, playing it with some of my buddies. and show wins Saracens. So to me, it looks like Mr. Munsif is the Cav player. Show is the Siege player, and Fassel is the Archer player.
What?
That's what it looks like.
It's all good.
Ow.
So what bonus did you want?
For the
That you
AI?
wanted to roll with? Yeah, for you. Or like, what were you thinking?
For the AI, just toss it Berbers. It's the same if it's Turks or Berbers.
Yeah. Berbers is fine.
Yeah, the Berbers pickup helps you out too. And then we also get the. I just realized the Bohemian pick would be the gunpowder, so Turks would technically would have been better, but we get the Janitors too, so maybe we can do a little bit of raiding with that.
I mean, did you want the Turks? We
It's
can change
fine.
it.
To me, it's the same. It's only really affects you. I'm not. I don't plan on making too many
Has-
bombard cannons and or hand cannons. Yeah, those are the only other two units besides the conks that would get the
thing-
bonus.
the conks will come out faster, along with the Hussite wagons. I mean, it's still 25%.
Yeah, so
We can rock one.
either way is fine. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, Wade Bear. Yeah, it's just we're playing buddies. No worries whether we win or lose. Man. I have a 300 pop. No problem, lag.
Yeah,
See you around.
yeah.
Servidor. Voy. Degrado. Sí. Presto. Construir. Mande. Degrado. Agora. Construir.
What's here? Should get a lay of land of it.
Construir. Servidor.
Gonna be scarfing wood all over the place.
Degrado. Agora.
What's that?
I'm gonna be scarfing wood
Voy.
all over the place.
Construir.
I'm not surprised.
Presto. Agora.
Drop TC
Construir.
here.
Mande.
Okay,
Voy.
I think I have a basic idea of this
Degrado.
map. Our opening area.
Servidor. Agora.
Okay. Dropping our houses out
Construir.
back here.
Construir. 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 Sí. Construir. Construir.
Those working.
Mande.
Drop a quick
Construir.
market so I can make an onager.
Construir.
Get to those relics. I see you're already doing that.
Yippers.
Well, I was getting the lay of the land.
Yeah.
Presto. Construir.
Servidora. Construir, construir, construir.
Alright, should be enough for an onager.
Servidor. Construir. Voy. Presto. Agora. Construir. Construir. Mande.
Onager coming up. Onager is deployed. He's cutting his way through.
Servidor.
Oh, there is a wood patch here.
Construir,
Okay.
construir. Mande. Plazme.
Okay.
Voy. Construir.
Drop that monastery there.
Construir.
Drop that TC there.
¿Sí? Construir. Construir.
Make sure I grab that wood. Shit, some miner
Presto.
about all wood.
Construir.
Presto.
¿Mande?
Let's get
Construir.
farms.
Construir. Construir. Construir.
Kill that monk.
Sí. Degrado. Agora. Voy.
Presta. Agora. Degrado.
Servidor.
Let's get
Plazme.
there.
Construir. Construir.
Drop a pair of stables.
Construir.
Barrack. And an archery range right here. Probably cut there with my onager soon so I can break out and see what's
Servidor.
out in the world.
What's going on?
Degrado, agora. Plasme, degrado. Voy. Agora, voy. Degrado. Plasme, agora. Degrado. Voy. Plasme, voy. Plasme, agora.
¿Sí? Excavar.
Mande.
Me and my market over here for you.
Construir.
Yeah, I'm about to demolish mine. Rebuild it.
Construir.
Blowing mine up right now. Chewing up some scouts.
Sí.
Kill up some helps. Doing a little bit of cutting here.
Presto. Plazme.
Sending a villager to wall it off real quick.
Servidora. Excavar. Presta. Construir.
Drop a lumberjack there.
Mande. Construir.
Drop a mill there.
Construir. Construir.
Expand
Construir.
farming
Construir.
operation.
Construir. 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 Sí. Construir.
And we have Genitors, so I'm gonna make a key of them to go with the scouts.
Construir.
Scouts are off into the wide world.
Ahora. Servidor.
Let's drop outpost there.
Sí. Construir.
Drop that there.
Servidora. Construir. 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 Construir.
Queuing
Construir.
up some houses, because I am housed.
Construir. Sí.
Mande. Construir.
Sending some villagers over here to build a TC.
¿Sí?
Servidor. Construir. 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 Construir.
Putting in some more. Whatchamacallit? Farms.
Degrado.
Queuing up
Construir.
monastery here so I can start collecting these relics.
voy.
Mande.
Presto. Plazme. Construir, 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 construir. Construir, construir, construir. Voy.
Sure.
Sí. Mande. Voy.
Cutting through here.
Servidor. Plazme. Construir.
Tank gate there.
¿Sí? Construir, construir, construir.
Dropping a couple farms on this area.
Yep.
Got Mutsif here.
Sí. Presto. Degrado. Sí. Agora.
Kicking him out of this area.
Plazme. Agora. Construir.
He's trying to beat me with camels.
Presto. Mande. Santiago. Sí, sí. Presto.
More camels.
Servidor. Sí.
Servidora, excavar.
Mande. Degrado.
More camels.
Servidor. Voy. Mande. Degrado. Construir. 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 Sí. Remandar. Sí. Voy. Mande. Guerra.
Going for the onagers.
Presto. Mande. Construir.
Mande. Construir.
Adding a couple more farms.
Servidor. Construir. Presto. Agora. Servidor.
Servidor. Servidora. Voy. Construir.
Presto. Degrado. Degrada.
Going with my own helps to assist.
Sí. Plasme. Construir. Construir. Sí. Santiago. A ellos. Mande. Presto. Mande. Sí.
They're queuing up a lot of helps, or onagers, I mean. Just sending the scouts to see if I can get at the onagers.
Presto. Degrado. Guerra. A ellos. ¡Hey! Santiago. A ellos. Guerra.
Presta.
Mande. Degrado. Construir. Construir. Construir.
Building castles back here.
Sí. Construir. 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 Construir.
Queuing up some more farms over here.
Servidora. Construir. Construir.
Sí.
Sí.
Servidor. Construir. 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 Construir.
Queuing up my trade carts. Adding a couple houses.
Construir. Construir.
Mande.
Santiago.
Sending out my halbs and paladins. Alright, I'll hold back on the paladins for my.
Yeah, I'm not really. I'm just.
I want to find those onagers before I commit to the.
There they are.
Yeah.
Mande. Sí. Construir. 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 Presta.
Starting to queue up some conks.
Servidora.
Queuing up some trebs as well.
Sí. Mande. Construir. Construir.
Mande. Excavar.
Servidora. Degrado. Agora. Plaza.
Mande. Sí.
They have trebs that are stuck. But the other trebs really got stuck hard.
Presta.
Presto. Presto.
Construir. 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 Servidora.
Oh,
Presta.
Sí. Mande. Presto. Mande.
wasn't enough.
Construir.
Sí. Construir. Mande. Construir. ¿Sí?
Servidor.
Presta. Construir. Servidora.
Sí. Construir.
Continuing to slowly expand farming operations.
Construir. 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 Servidora. Agora.
Sí. Agora.
Sending out some helps. If they can walk through the gate. Got a castle up here. Onagers are coming up. Onagers just hit their own camels. Onagers trying to cut to your cannons.
Presto. Agora. Degrado. Agora. Sí. Voy. Degrado. Presto. Voy. Mande. Agora. Degrado. Presto. Agora. Mande. Guerra. Degrado. Agora. Santiago. Sí. Mande. Voy.
I'm sending Pally Conch charge this location. Trying to get my helps. There.
Tank the Mamluks and the camels.
Queuing up More paladins. More conks. And cut. Sending up some villagers to forward build some towers to secure our foothold. Mamelukes coming up. Yeah, they just got slaughtered. Got a random opening over here. Killing off these paladins. Moving to evict him from this location. Another castle up here. Sending paladins to clean this up.
¿Mande?
Dropping 2 bombard cannons. Sending the halbs up this way. Killing off paladin, or yeah, the paladins. Sending a paladin charge.
Construir. 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 Mande.
Supplement it with a couple cav archers just to get the archer numbers back up. Halberdiers just wrecked the camels.
Scorpions is not good. I don't know why he's building scorpions.
Well, don't ask me. He's queuing up trebs over here, by the way.
Yeah.
Got a couple more castles going. Taking out the trebs on this side. Sending in Kia Paladins to deal with the skirms. Pulling in camels.
Onagers.
Yeah. Be building stuff over here. We got rams coming in. I'm gonna queue up some paladins and send them that way. Lots of trebs coming up this way as well. Let's see if I can find that villager over here. Well, but they're... Onagers. Cleaning this up. Getting some barracks forward built over here. Setting up a mining camp over here. Onager's trying to sneak up again.
Use your paladins on the rams side.
Paladins are coming. Sending up some trebs. Gonna snipe this castle and those siege workshops. Alright, siege workshops are being targeted by trebs. Siege workshops are down. Yeah, good luck, show. He's trying to keep the workshops up. Sending my troops to deal with the workshops again. Sending a wave of units in. And there it is. I've been waiting for this cut. sending some trebs over here to start hitting this castle.
Trippers, yeah, good. They're cutting over here.
Sì? Voi,
Routing task force for that.
sì? Agora, mande. Degrado. Santiago, agora. Agora. Sì, degrado. Presto, agora. Degrado, sì, agora. Presto. Mande. Degrado, presto. Mande. Agora. Sì. Degrado.
No, he's after the gold.
Presto. Excavar, excavar.
Yeah, looks like it.
Excavar.
Lots
Lots of
here.
trebs over here. Yeah.
Degrado, agora. Sì, presto. Guerra. Santiago. Sì.
Pulling this force back. I'm trying to get some monitors through. Yeah, they're going mass siege right now. They're running low on wood.
Mande.
Adding a couple vills to wood. Sending the halbs into the center. Try to deal with the camel.
Sí, construir. Servidora, construir. Presta, construir, 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 construir. Servidor. Mande, construir.
Sure, you just lost so many of those onagers for free, bro.
Presta. Construir, construir, construir. Sí, ahora. Construir, construir, construir.
Camel's getting wrecked again.
Mande. Excavar. Degrado. Construir, construir, construir. Servidora. Construir. Talar.
Got an honor just snuck in there. Oh, whoops. I just queued up a bunch of trips. Give me back my wood, please. Thank you. Sending troops up this side again.
Mande. Construir.
¿Sí?
Looks like a ram push being geared up on this side. Sending a key of scouts this way. See what I can find. Okay, they're just running around circles. Got cutting going on. Over here. Lots of rams.
¿Mande? ¿Servidora?
Those rams are mostly dealt with. Bombard cannon galore. Out of food. I do have 68 farms though, so it should be
I
coming
don't
back.
have food at all.
Construir, 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 construir. Construir.
These mass building castles over here. Sending in a key of paladins. We'll move to try to deny this wood in a bit. Okay. Got my 5 trebs moving up.
Presto. Sí.
¿Mande?
Plazme. Construir. Sí. De voy.
He's trying to finish up this wall.
Guerra. Presto. Santiago. Mande. De grado. De grado. Guerra. ¡Hey! Agora. De grado. Agora. De grado. Sí. Agora. Mande. De grado. Presto. A ellos. Sí. Sí. Santiago. A ellos. Mande. Presto. De grado. Agora. Voy. Mande. De grado.
Presto. Construir.
Sí. Agora. De grado. Presto. Voy. De grado.
Yeah, he went ham with the castles up here.
Sí. Mande. Voy. De grado. Sí. De grado. De grado. Presto. Mande. Servidor. Voy. Construir. 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 Sí. Presto. Voy. Agora.
Servidora. Construir.
Sí. Presto. De grado. Agora. Mande. Presto.
¿Mande? Construir. Construir.
Sí. De grado. De grado. Mande. Sí. Mande. Agora. De grado. Voy. De grado. Voy.
Servidora. Construir. Construir.
Presto. De grado. Agora. Presto. De grado. Santiago. Agora. De grado. Sí. Presto. De grado. Sí. Mande. Presto. Agora. Mande. Sí. De grado. Guerra. Presto. De grado. Mande. Sí. De grado. Santiago.
Moving to eliminate trap charge.
Construir, 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 construir.
Resto. Servidora. Construir.
Mande. Resto. Degrado, degrado. Talar. 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 Servidor. Talar. Sí.
Mande. Construir. Degrado. Construir. Construir.
They're rerouting.
Rest. Agora. Plasma.
Paladins got in.
Mande. Agora. Construir.
Presto. Plasme. Construir.
Servidora. Sí. Resto.
Mande. Guerra.
Queuing up a batch of paladins on this side.
Sí. Santiago. Agora. Degrado. Guerra. Sí. Construir. Construir.
Sí. Excavar.
Sí, degrado, plasma, voy. Degrado, degrado, voy. Plasma, voy.
Santiago. Guerra. Voy. Santiago. Presto, sì. Agora. Mande. Presto. Sì. Degrado. Mande. Degrado. Guerra. Sì. Presto. Santiago. Voy. Agora. Aego. Guerra. Voy. Degrado. Degrado. Agora. Sì. Presto.
Bombard cannons.
Mande. Degrado. Sì. Construir. Presto. Construir.
Prest. Construir.
Mande. Construir. Sì. Agora. Presto. Degrado. 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 Agora. Degrado.
I want gold.
Sí.
Shrubs firing on you.
Mande. Presto. Degrado. Guerra. Agora. Degrado. Guerra.
I'm not worried about the troops.
Degrado. Aego. Voy. Santiago. Agora. Degrado.
Buying up some food or wood. Heard a couple farms expire.
Construir.
Sí. Agora. Degrado. Mande. Agora. Sí. Aego.
I had queued up scouts when I was lacking on gold, sending them at the cannons.
Sí. Guerra. Degrado. Mande. Sí.
Bombard towers here. They're just streaming in units right now. Camel charge.
Rest, mande. Voy, degrado. Construir.
Mass onagers. Whipping away at the mass onager. Bringing up Trebs here. trying to counter right there.
Sí. Agora. Construir.
You can destroy it from here, easy. Oh, you got that too.
Mass onager again.
Yeah, GG.
Mm-hmm.
Like Moose is checking out for the night.
That's fine.
Okay.
GG. I'll let Salman speak and Shribi, you can speak.
I mean, overall, I think these guys did okay. Their unit comp wasn't exactly the greatest. I kind of felt like they were just more relying on overwhelming us with number than anything else. I mean, you guys are literally charging camels into halberdiers, and it was kind of working because you guys had the numbers. It was much more effective when Vassal showed up with the archers, which was good. And once of switching into Paladin partway was really good to see as well. He needed to do that. Shoaib, you need to make your team aware of when you're gonna do some kind of cut shenanigans, because that put your team in some pretty rough patches a couple times, twice, as far as I remember. You straight up fully on opened up a second front and literally got nothing for it. So actually, in hindsight, like I saw it happening, I was prepared for it, defended it, so you got nothing out of it, and then came and counterattacked, and you're quickly just trying to build walls, defend, and every time I came in, conks were there killing off your villagers trying to wall off, and you failed the wall off every single time. So just be a little bit more cognizant of when you're doing that and making sure your team is aware of what's going on and a potential blowback scenario. See what you're going into. See if your opponent knows what you're aware of it. I was waiting for you to cut that first time to my trebs for the longest time. So there's that. Overall, you played Saracens decently. Over committed to siege again, as always. Mamelukes die really quickly, so Mamelukes versus Conks win. They're just a hardier unit with more range and stuff. So that's just something to be aware of. So in the case of I have a front line and you have a front line, especially if mine is halbs and yours is camels, I'm just gonna win. Unless you're severely outnumbering me, I'm just gonna win. So that's just something to put into consideration. Overall, again, we didn't really pressure your guys' eco. Guys weren't paying full attention to the map. We could have bum rushed left side like you guys way late tried to go in on the right side. But I didn't call out. We didn't really do that. And hey, 8-bit. So yeah, I mean, defensively, you had to eventually fall back to where the whole team was trying to support you when you opened up those fronts, and you experienced a lot of blowback. It's something for you to take into consideration in the future. Like when you're cutting, make sure your team knows, especially when like you could experience that blowback.
Okay, I guess Shoaib.
Yeah, I think from our side, I mean, overall, I think it ended up, I guess, being a decent game. I think, we struggled a lot in I guess, the first third slash first fourth of the game. Of course, I think we're getting, which at least, we're communicating or trying to communicate. I think initially we were kind of getting outranged, with the kind of the bombard cannon guys and, things like that. So then we tried to rally together. I think we had the most success when we kind of rallied the different, unit comps together and kind of coordinated and went together, right? Not necessarily all three of us, even if it was like, two of us. So I would say maybe about 60, no, I would say about 70% of the time we were not necessarily coordinating, like when to go in and go out with each other, right? But then the 30% of the time that we did, that's when at least I saw we had, like a decent amount of success. I eventually did, tell Munsif to go heavy on the paladins, because I figured we kind of needed those guys, and like I think in some cases, for example, even let's say when there were some bombard cannon guys or something later in the game, when we coordinated and we kind of went in, together, I think that obviously wasn't the biggest issue. I think there's one cut in mid that was unintentional, like to get to the trebs. I wasn't trying to cut the full, wood line, so that was, basically an accident. The one in the mid, right, which kind of had a little bit of blowback as well. The one on the edge, the right side, I was communicating with the team about that, so that was kind of, known to the team. And that I think was fairly, I would say fairly, at least from my perspective, was fairly decent. Kind of like, I think initially we used that to kind of come through the side to the same mid front, to kind of like attack from a different angle, and then we tried to go a bit deeper down. So overall, I would say that wasn't as bad. And yeah, there were some counter plays, but I think we were able to still kind of hold our own there a little bit. Eco-wise, I think there was of course some struggles, right? I think Munsif started struggling with wood. I think around mid game. Um, I had some struggles a little bit with the gold in terms of the flow of the units, right? But once I got additional relics and stuff, and kind of like was not dying as much, that kind of was fine. It worked out. It wasn't as big of an issue. Otherwise, I think wood was like the team's, at least for sure, Munsif's one of his big issues. I was trying to help the team out here and there with some tributes from the market. But no, I mean, I think overall, then like I said, apart from that, I think the few times that we did coordinate, we had good success, and all the other times that we didn't really coordinate with each other, then I would say we either failed or had like partial success.
Yeah, I think when there was like a couple of times in the beginning when he had that edge, right? I kind of like hung back just to give you guys time to rally and rethink like how to come back. So I think you guys did a good job with doing the rallying and coming back. So that was pretty good. I do think there was a little bit of, hey, how do we deal with Salman's comp? And kind of like overwhelmed him a bit. And the thing is, like, the one player 1v1 could have done pretty okay because you were dealing with like a paladin conquistador combination. I think like camels was not nice, but when you have like someone was saying, like when you have pikemen, it's going to impact like your gold. So Shoaib, I guess like in your case, you would probably be the guy who's going to get run out of gold first, especially because you were Saracens too. So like unfortunately, it's like your gold intake on like pretty much everything is just like too much. So you're probably the first guy out of the whole team. And I don't know if this is true or not, but you're probably the first guy in the whole team that would run out of like would be low on gold or be like, hey man, I'm struggling. So I think like some kind of infantry there, probably from the siege player, would have been nice. To have like your own infantry, right? Like that would have been nice to basically have. And I think the other thing is then like your siege and Mamluks could have like kind of supported that, and then maybe you have like a few camels, but your camels are not necessary for like like big camels. Like you didn't need to, especially because I guess like you had the Chinese player too, right? So Chinese guy also has camels, so sure, like literally you save gold. You know what I mean? Like save your gold to be like, hey, I'm gonna go like more Mamluks, and maybe I'll have to throw some onagers here and there, but I'm like doing like sort of like Mamluk, maybe a couple of camels, maybe some just like some trash unit in the front kind of play, and let the other player like let some of the other support players kind of help support you. You're right, like now obviously like there was times where like there was there was like like big forces converging in. I wouldn't even say like three players. Sometimes it was three, sometimes it was two, but the massive units was like wow, it was quite a bit. And that was good. I think the Treb play was pretty decent, but I think like I don't know, Shoaib, like there was a lot of times Munsif seemed like alone in an island trying to like you and Faisal were trying to do a play like the area on the right side that you opened. You were trying to do a play like in freaking Munsif the freaking disappeared, man. Like he wasn't there. And he was like literally just banging his head on he's banging it is on me. Like and you guys and the thing is, Shoaib, you actually had a decent play there, to be honest. I'm just telling you, like you had a
No,
great
yeah, I
play.
felt it was a good play. Yeah.
But where's that like start like where was the onager, or like where was that Munsif support? And I feel like that was like really like it hurt you, right? Because it's not like you get that many opportunities, but when you do get an opportunity and you had the Rams and you had an opportunity, but then it's like shit. Like okay, and the problem is that Munsif's I think whole army was like all the way on the other side. So nothing wrong in the sense that you're playing both sides of the map or something like that, so that's okay. It's just that there needed to be at least something from Munsif on that side to basically like even if for your Mamluk Shuaib, even if he had paladins, it would have still been fine, right? Because your Mamluks win, like you win. The problem is like you didn't have that. Pikemen were there, or like when the camels were there, then the large number of conks was gunning them down. So you like pretty much like all like would lose the camels so quickly. I felt like you didn't really. I felt like you were feeling that you didn't really have kind of a front line of any sorts. That's what I felt. Maybe you were feeling. And Faisal is a support player, but how much can Faisal do? I mean, he had his own camels. He was trying to support you there, and that's fine. But it's more camels into the same unit. What could have helped, and I think it's a good switch that you told him, was, hey, paladins. I think that was good. If only the paladins were over there, then
Yeah, I mean,
someone would have a problem.
I was telling him, like to try to like, just kind of tackle the conks with the paladins and let my
Yes.
Mamluks take out the
Yep.
Samank paladins, and you take out his conquistadors, right?
Yep.
And my Mamluks can also help with taking out helps and stuff.
Well, what did he do, other than
I
be
mean,
like?
I guess Faisal can chime in too. I mean, I guess we were trying to communicate. I know Faisal, like, even like especially with Faisal, for example, I would say like, after the first third, like the last 2 thirds, I felt the support stepped up a lot from him, right? Because he was present on multiple fronts, right? I mean, I was a
Mhm.
little bit on multiple fronts as well, but I think Munsif was primarily, in the middle, right? I mean, of course, since he was kind of started at mid, I guess he also built mostly at mid too. Which, again, obviously, I mean, sending a key at paladins and stuff is, I mean, even if you don't have buildings, you can still do that kind of stuff. It's not the biggest thing, especially since he has Cumans on top of that.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I think maybe just a bandwidth limitation with, dealing with more than one front and stuff. Even though I know, like, when we were kind of pushing on the side and stuff, there was some times in mid that was kind of quiet,
Mhm.
relatively quiet. It wasn't like, where he was getting fully pressured or something from the mid.
Well, yeah, and because you asked him to switch to paladins, that's what's a little weird. So even if he's middle, I guess my point is he had stables. He could have made the paladins, and just moving paladins from
I
side to
mean,
side
yeah,
isn't the biggest
I mean,
issue.
of course, and I was taking into account that we have 300 pop, right? That's why I even decided to do something on the side because we had enough pop in this game. It's not like I was
A
limited
lot,
to myself.
yes, a lot. Correct.
Hmm.
There is no reason why he couldn't send, I don't know, 30 paladins or 40 paladins your way, right? Like
Yeah, and
for
and
being
also
middle.
because I was already on that side anyways, because I mean, I think I ended up getting like 43 relics, so that helped with the gold thing also, quite a bit.
See, I was very nice. Even on my side, I only took one patch, and I left two patches to you guys. On my area side, I absolutely didn't really touch like go out of my way to touch those, and I let you guys have that side. And I think Salman also got one, and I think by the second one, that's where probably the fighting was. Faisal Salman, so Shoaib was saying for you
This
to
is,
chime in
I
about.
guess before that, is this
Uh
like
huh.
a larger size map that you build
No,
it on, or just
No,
feels
no.
larger?
no,
It feels large. It's the
it's the
same
same.
map. It's
Yeah.
just like it's a little different the way it is, right?
Hmm.
Um, I mean, my point is you could do fights probably a lot quicker
Hmm.
um, on the map. It felt a bit longer because the thing is like I made it a little more kind of like really like kind of shitty to push through.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Chances are, Shoaib, though, if we ever if we played this 3v3 and it was like Salman and I supporting, you guys would probably like screw each other up pretty hard, like without it being like I think maybe one team or the other would quickly push through and get to the
Hmm.
second to last area very quickly. I'm just telling you
Yeah.
because I think like
I
fairly
mean, yeah,
even teams
yeah,
you would be able to
there's
do it.
different strategies also you can do. Like for example, if all three of us went initially heavy on the mid, right?
Mm-hmm.
It could have been there's different strategies you can do in this
True.
map too. Because what I mean, since I thought we were gonna play maybe 2 games, so what I ended up saying initially was that since we're 3 players, we'll split 3 ways initially. Like the edge players cut in the edge, and then most of you cut in the mid, right?
True. But Muntova did a nig move straight up.
Well, I think
I,
he went a bit too further out. Yeah, yeah. Without saying.
he did that nig move, and then he also played the one game, and he freaking. I thought he was kidding when he said I'm having my sleeping tea, and the guy just jumped and left, bro.
I told you, I think last time maybe because we ended like at 3, I guess, You don't want to stay up late again, I guess.
Yeah, but he said 1 o'clock was the cutoff, and freaking dude left. That's weird.
But
But
sorry, I think Faisal was gonna chime in.
yeah,
Sorry, Doc.
What did you need me to chime in on?
Just overall, I think Corum was asking about the game.
Um, I thought it was like a C minus performance. I think. I think what part of the problem with the coordination that everybody's talking about. It's even though it's nice that Munsif is trying different things, but I don't think he's necessarily realized that maybe the reason he was sieging was because usually all the players rally around the siege player, and then the siege player can, if they have a tunnel vision or bandwidth limitation, then it's not a showstopper. And I think in the past he mentioned how he didn't like playing cavalry, and I think part of the reason for that was the cavalry plays do require there to be a much more fluid situational awareness. So I think there was plenty of times where, again, I think that the gripe has always been standing armies, not really doing anything. Um, and there wasn't that reaction time. So I'm gonna chalk that up to just inexperience. And I mean, it's nice he's changing it up, but I think that cavalry play is very active role, and it should have been the precise answer to the conks, which I don't think it really ever was. And that's partly the reason why I switched to Cavaliers. I just didn't have Paladins, but I thought that the Cavaliers were better than nothing. And so, I switched out of that. I barely did any Chickanews in this game. Just a few, mostly for like a small cluster for defense, or just nothing like I've watched you guys do, either Salman or yourself, when I'm like a bring him forward type of thing. I just never did that. I think I only had like 3 castles, maybe 4. I didn't really struggle with resources till the very end. I think that was to be expected once wood on the map disappeared. But I think I was doing okay. In fact, I donated a bunch of wood to Munsif, and I think I donated gold too to whoever needed it. So I don't think I struggled at all necessarily with resources till the very end. And then at that point, it was really difficult to create a kind of momentum-driven rally. So yeah, and I don't think we had some. I think we had a interesting breakthrough on the 3 o'clock side of the map, 3 to 6 o'clock. Not that it mattered much, but I thought it was an interesting kind of breakthrough. It was interesting because I think that was the first time when we felt that Salman was on his back foot. Watched him switch to Hussars at some point, so perceived that maybe he was having, some issues with the resource there. Don't know if that was partly a result of any success that we may have experienced, but whatever it was largely lost towards the end of the game, because I think I think the map was just designed to where once you run out of wood, it's pretty much tap out and you're done. I think we reached that point. So that's my 2 cents.
And Salman can chime in on some of that.
Yeah, no, I felt largely I was taking the brunt of your guys' war effort, shall I say. And in that case, I needed to be a little bit more frontline. So I was in the stats. So I was losing a lot more units than Kurum was, by a rather large margin. Especially when Show got some good onager hits in, because I can't reach the onagers because there's just a sea of units in front of me. So there was that. I was super late to actually picking up those relics in that second patch, but when I did, the paladin production stabilized a little bit, because the thing was, I could sustain the conch production, but I couldn't sustain the conch and the paladin production because I didn't have the relics one. So the conch Hal play was better for me in the mid game, because I needed to save some gold for the conchs so that I have large number of conchs on the field because of the sheer camels, and the halbs make the camels less effective. So it was 2 birds, 1 stone, save some gold, and play some halbs which are extra effective against the camels. And I think that's part of the reason why Shoaib in particular struggled, because my composition completely shut him down if as long as he didn't have onagers, and if they weren't protected. And I think all 3 of you at one point were going camels, which was kind of obscene. So the how Conk Play was doing really good to preserve gold, but I was starting to hurt on wood, so I had to switch into paladins, and then I didn't have the relics at the time, so I was mining the gold to sustain the paladin conk push. Got pushed off the gold mine, so then I had to grab the relics to sustain the conk paladin combination. And that was when you guys were pushing in because I had lost the gold mines because you guys pushed in. So that's what attributed to that particular scenario, Facile. If that makes
Yeah,
sense.
so I mean, you guys were successful in the sense that you had like, some food issues, some wood issues, some gold issues. I mean, he experienced all three actually. So again, that was pretty good. Just being able to like, um, coordinate on key moments, I think is still kind of a key thing. And Winch is just gonna learn, I guess. But it's one thing where you miss an opportunity or two. I do think that like Shoaib, to your point, you and Fasil were coordinating so much better for for a large part of the game. Like I think past mid game, a little before mid game, I think Shoaib. Like since then, you and Fasil were coordinating very good. I think it's like the Munsif factor was a little hard, and the guy like struggles a bit. So the thing is like he thinks he's putting pressure in mid. I'm just like literally just sitting back and waiting for him. It's like there's nothing for me to do except for him to come into me and he'll just die. Problem is like you guys are making such a good push or run on the other side and because he wasn't really there, it was kind of like it kind of fizzled away. But I mean that's just going to be part of the territory, like Faisal said, that hey, he's going to have to do that. But even if he can't like have units there, I think like whenever you guys are playing with him, forcing him or just him exercising his ability, Shoaib, to like move the damn screen to the other side, like away from what he's doing at least, especially if he's got standing army or whatever. I mean, there's no reason why he can't just like look at what is the hell is going on, right? And then if like you guys have a role for him where you're telling him, hey, I need your paladins, like your paladins are mobile and I need your paladins, like he should at least be able to A, look, and B, send something. Just even if he doesn't even always use them, it's okay. Mental bandwidth, like Faisal was saying, but at least say something, because I guess Shoaib, you were saying
Yeah,
that
like
he,
yeah,
he
like
didn't
you,
say anything.
yeah, like even the first third. I mean, like I guess he was communicating a little bit here and there, but like sometimes it was frustration, sometimes it was something else. But like when I was communicating him to go paladins, because I felt like he was mixing it too much. I think he was throwing in cav archers, and I was like, hey man, I need to see like 70, 80 paladins, like at once. Which I don't know if you ever had those numbers, right? But I think our pre-game, talk was a bit like, for example, I talked about Kipchaks. I mean, those never came out, for example.
No, they actually did. They came out super early though. You probably just forgot.
The Chinese, was interesting. I mean, obviously, I did talk to Faz a little bit about the heavy score kind of thing, because I know they have the +4 attack on the Scorps as well, which I think Faisal did build for the first third half of the game. But otherwise, because I think the logic that at least I had our pre-game said was that technically I know my camels are like extra, I guess a little bit tankier than his camels, right? So I was thinking a lot, and initially I was thinking I'll do mostly, let's say the camels, Mamelukes, and kind of onager play, right?
Okay.
And then of course, technically, he could do more the Scorpion Archer Hal play because he has full blacksmith as well, right? And then of course I said, hey, if needed, you have the camel option too, right? So that was kind of like the pre-game talk, and then once it was gonna be doing primarily paladins, of course with some Kipchaks if needed, and then obviously some limited siege since he did have the SO option available, right?
He made a lot of cav archers.
Yeah, but I think that's usually I mean, I think usually a lot of times he does that, regardless of the civ, I think so.
Yeah, but you know, guys, why he did that, right? I'm just saying, like, he did that to quote unquote protect his units.
Yep.
Because there were so many pikemen that we had, so he couldn't like reasonably charge in, even though he tried it here and there, and he died. So he felt like he always needed the cav archers and maybe the kipchaks from the castle. He didn't maybe have enough or whatever. But my point is that yeah, that I understand that, but that's only if you're gonna be doing like your own thing, right? Like I mean, Shrib, to your point, if you say, hey, I need you here. And maybe it's a part of like managing the
I
300
mean, my
pop,
point is
like
it's about going in like for example, if Faisal and I are going in with camels, that's single unit, right? That's not gonna help as much. Like
yeah,
even if we're
yeah,
going in together, I needed him, which few times, very limited times it happened, but I needed him to go in with his paladins in good numbers along with my camels and mamelukes, right?
correct. Yeah. When you
That
guys
and
when you
that
guys
and
have
like
your stuff.
that and like Samana thing, of course, I did recognize obviously, that I needed the onagers to help, help kind of with the conk advantage, right, that he had. So I was trying to do some of them. Of course, I think mid he took out some of my siege workshops. I tried to rebuild them. So the onagers, of course, were not always there, even though in my mind I knew that they needed to be kind of at least always there in some numbers.
Hmm.
But anyways, I mean, regardless of the onagers, I think one, like I said, if we had the mix going in at the same time, of course, with the Trebs and the Rams, of course, as well, right? That would have been like the ideal scenario.
Correct. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you basically you said it. So it's really just a matter of like, you know, you saw what the combination was in front of you. If he just simply kind of even committed to like the 60-40, 60% paladins just maybe on your side, and then 40% of whatever he wanted to bake on his side, he could have done that. I just feel like maybe Fassel and you were coordinating so much more, and then he I don't know, he just went dead silent
Well,
or
the 300 pod games are always interesting, even from my own, perspective. When I look at the replays, it's like, just to, in hindsight, see how many times, like, what was the average kind of active pop, anyways, right? Regardless of 300,
oh,
for
true,
example.
true.
Like, I mean, I just perused the replay, I didn't look at the
Hmm.
whole thing, but, like, he was on average, like, I think 150, 180 pop, right?
Really?
So I mean, obviously, that also reflects
Mm,
in the game as well, right? Technically,
yeah,
know what I mean? So if you have that heavy presence in mid, which with 300 pop you can still have a decent presence, but again, if you're really leveraging it, but it's like which I was telling my team and myself early on too, like, hey, we have 300 pop, but that means we gotta, pump up our, ego as well to match that 300 pop, right? Like you can't just
right.
go in the traditional, like, 45 whatever farms and 30 lumberjacks, whatever. Like you have to, like, increase that by, like, whatever 20-30% at least to match the military that you want to outproduce from the 300 pop, right? But
Correct. Yeah,
of
yeah, yeah.
course, like obviously, like, and then I mean, again, some things I've been at least trying to practice and learn from is like, especially before the major battles start, that's the perfect time to freaking, especially with 300 pop, to have a shitload of lumberjacks across the map, collecting wood, right? As opposed to once the battle start and the initial wood runs out that you maybe are collecting, then you never get a chance, or you maybe don't even have the bandwidth to go back and set up those wood lumberjacks and town centers and camps and stuff.
Correct. No, I mean obviously you're just saying all the right things now. Hindsight's 2020, but shit, I didn't know or realize that you freaking watched the replay already. What the shit? But but yeah. So yeah. So I mean, like that's gonna happen.
And
Hopefully,
but it's a new map too, right? So obviously
yeah, true.
that's always a factor we have to take into account. I think whenever there's a brand new map, the first game usually is always a bit, you know, I guess a bit rusty as well in that kind of sense.
True. But I still like the fact that look, I think Rusty or not, I felt like you and Fassel were better adapters to the map, right? Like within the game. Like you didn't have to have one game where you're just trying to adapt and you have to go through second game. But I'm just saying like now obviously if we played that second game I think you guys would be like super like on point. Like now
Yeah,
you would be
no, I
like
mean,
on
yeah,
point with
I
a
was
different
happy
strategy too.
with our comp. Like even on the right side, when I kind of cut and we made like that initial push, and Saman was coming with like a lot of traps and conks, and like we
Hmm.
saw that, of course, like we called that out and stuff, right? So that we were able to at least react to those kinds of counter plays as well. So
Yeah, and that was pretty big. I mean, from your side, to basically hold, attack, break, and then go through. Um, I just wouldn't really use camels for raiding though. They're super like, that's where the freaking paladins would have been so good. The paladins were the key there, I felt. And if you could have had the paladins, that would have been like super. But it doesn't matter. I mean, like Munsib's learning too. I think we'll continue on this pathway where, and Fasil's 100% right. Like, like the guy who's playing Cav is actually that guy has to know more about what the hell's going on. Just because he has to move he has mobile, he's providing like active support. He cannot be the guy that's just sitting on one corner. Like that just can't. And I think for Munsif that experience will be just monumental for him to know that, hey, what's the balance between quote unquote defending my base or B, freaking my teammates are calling me out, like calling for assistance. I have to be there. Like I have to always be there, period. And I think with the different Civ choices other than Siege, I think he'll over time he'll like kind of learn that, because Sharky actually has like a really good game sense. It's just like can he get there? Can he get there? Otherwise, he's like pretty much like you, Fassel. Like, interestingly enough, like once you get to that mid game, and say for example, let's just say for example that his economy is decent, then he's pretty much very responsive, very like he'll talk to you guys and pretty much right on point. So, I feel like he's another player with good game sense. It's just how the hell do you get him there? That's the other issue. I think Munsif actually has a decent like handle on the eco kind of stuff on a slower, on a somewhat closed map. I think his problem just is like suddenly when you guys say, by the way, to him everything is a suddenly. When you say, hey, we're here, I need it, like, it's going to take him some time to just kind of figure out like what the heck do I have to do, and the more he plays the Cav, or whatever like different thing other than Siege, the more I guess he could be more responsive. But I don't know. I felt like overall y'all did, I thought pretty decent. So Shoaib, did you ever hit 300?
Yeah, I mean not like consistently, but a few times I hit it.
Okay, and Fassel, did you hit 300?
I can't remember, but I know that I was never limited. I never really paid attention that much. I pay attention to the fact whether I'm able to make 300 as far as like my total pop. And then I'm sure whenever we were rallying, I probably hit it. But I think once we're like actually fighting and I'm like engaging multiple fronts, I just lose track of whether I'm hitting that kind of number, right?
I see. Sure, but I guess anything from the replay that you saw, other than Munsif was just low, or I don't know how much of the replay you saw.
Oh yeah, I was just quickly seeing. I mean, I think the wood, of course, thing was, I think at one point, like fairly early, I think there was like only 15 lumberjacks or something right left. So.
Oh, shit.
Which explains it. But I think the main highlight I saw from the replay was more the the kind of the active pop, the average active pop.
Yeah. Yeah, I never really, I mean, didn't really have to, but I mean, it was always going to be that way. Someone was going to kind of face the brunt of like some of the action. I thought like your Civ picks were pretty great actually. I think the Civ picks were just completely fine. And then it was just a matter of like, how did you want to play the map? And like you said, Shoaib, this was just your first play through the map, right? Your first experience of the map. Now you'll probably have some other strategies and some other ways of how you want to play this map. But obviously it plays, it's deceptive. That thin line of forest, that's not like, it's not hard to break through and get to the next layer. And I don't know how you felt about, by the way, how did you feel about cutting from the sides?
I mean, obviously there was, like I said, it was interesting, right? Because, like initially, like my initial thought was to kind of like cut vertical down, right, through. But obviously that was going to take a long time, so that's when that's when I actually started cutting horizontal to get to the mid, from a different angle, which ended up being pretty successful. That at least push. right?
Yeah,
You know,
because it's short distance, short distance.
yeah, you know, short distance plus there's another angle, you know, while the team was hitting from mid, I kind of came in from the side, you know, so that was kind of like, I think pretty effective, at least in that one play. But otherwise, I mean, of course, I mean, as we saw, right, I mean, I think it also depends on what time you cut, right, because if you cut kind of late, by that time, you know, the other side of the force ideally would be, you know, collected as well, you know, to a good extent, right?
Correct.
Maybe there's not as much force left to cut through, but let's if you want someone wants to cut in the first third, I think it'll be crazy to cut all the way through, right? It's not gonna make sense.
I wouldn't do that.
Hey, I'm just saying. You know, so.
yeah, I would not do that. But
'Cause
yeah,
it is a pretty long distance, right?
yeah,
To go across, according.
yeah. It's long. It's a hella annoying. And then the thing is, you don't know. Like, then who knows? Maybe if somebody did find out, and then, like, to your point,
Oh,
that
yeah, that kind of scenario, you know, I mean, this kind of, you know, map, like especially on the sides, you know, it's not like you can have like a whole plethora of buildings right behind you to keep queuing and stuff. Right? I
True.
mean, it's gonna be like whatever army you come up with, kind of initially, you know, how impactful that is really gonna be, and is it even worth the you know, the effort?
And to your point, if you committed some pop there, then what happens somewhere else, right? Like the opportunity cost. So
Yeah, like I said, like if, I mean, if, for example, if I had only 200 pop, I would have never even thought about even cutting from that side, right? But since we had 300, it does give you a little flexibility.
yeah, and that's probably going to be the, like, once we have like like 3v3, it's going to be like 200, and then I guess like, yeah, that would be the, unless it was like a 4v3, but then, you know, which would be a little different. But yeah, to your point, it'll be like a, you know, then I guess, Shoaib, it would really be about the strategy and how do you accurately communicate. But I thought, like, generally the teamwork was really, it was pretty good. Like, it wasn't too bad. You guys responded pretty good too, you know, like the fact that you rallied and didn't keep sending forces in, I thought that was not bad. I thought that was pretty good. Gave you guys time, a little rally, figure out like how did you want to approach this attack, and you know, like, I thought you guys did pretty decent. So but you know, with the contested wood area in the middle, I mean, I guess what I'm saying is, like, it's very deceptive that it seems like a wall, but it's actually not even a wall. Like, literally you can just cut through, and I think you guys did that too, by the way. You just like cut through and just like moved, and I thought that that was completely fine, like from that
Yeah, I
perspective.
think initially we were getting stuck in the, speaking of walls,
Shit, bro.
and there was a lot of traffic getting stuck in the wall that Munsif had initially. Which, hilariously was a wooden wall, but it was only a one gate. You know, so I had to like freaking yell at him to delete that shit. And then I think he still didn't delete all of the tiles, you know. So
Yeah.
that was kind of annoying.
Especially it wasn't even a wall; it's a palisade wall.
Yeah, I think at one point I just cleared the damn, you know, forest out just to get some space to move.
Shit. Yeah. I saw you open up the area, but yeah, the initial was so congested. And by the way, that's what led you to, like, I thought. Wait, by the way, I thought how you guys came back initially with like your forces streaming in. I thought that was a good move.
No,
That
yeah,
gave you, like, a good foothold.
once they needed help, I think I was able to help him, and then Faso showed up as well, so that was pretty good.
Yeah, so I thought that was like a really good move, and then trying to consolidate and then move. I thought that trying to do that was also pretty decent. But yeah, like, so overall, I thought that pretty decent counter play to Salman. So I thought that was a nice play from your guys' side of like how you sort of handle that. And I guess you had enough relics by that time, because I mean, I think Munsif probably was the only one who had like skirmishers and pikemen. Maybe there were some monitors here and there, but I think you were pretty set, and Fassel was pretty set too. Like, both of you guys were like, I think Fassel had camels, you had camel, like you had I think Shoaib, like you had a lot of camels that came in.
Yeah, I was good.
Shoaib, हंस रहा है साला? कैसे हंस रहा है?
My eco this game actually early game was pretty solid this game.
Yeah. Yes, it was. So I'm just saying, like, it wasn't just that one moment on that corner It was the fact that you actually had that early game advantage too, which I thought was really nice of how you guys were trying to take over. So that was very nice to see actually. And I think Fassel and you made some really good moves in. I didn't see Munsif make as much of a play there. I think maybe he had a TC or maybe I don't know what he had. I forgot what he built. I think he built like a stable or two in the middle or an oh, Shoaib, he built archery ranges. You see? He built the cav archers. He wanted to build cav archers from the archery ranges in the middle, except like that is not what you needed.
Oh, plus your wagons are anti-archer anyway, so.
Oh, I was like, oh, okay. Munsif, keep at it, man. Make more. I'm good. No problem. But you know, that was part of his like, you know, Munsif struggles with the whole, hey, if I'm alone, and you know, I'm alone. Bruh, you're not alone. Just look left and right, and you'll know you're not alone. And listen to the damn comms, and you'll know you're not freaking alone. So, but I don't know why he always feels like he is. Because there were several. By the way, I always felt too that you and Fassel coordinated in attacks, and then there was like this 5 to 7 second delay before this big blob of purple show up.
Yeah, the lag was, you know, as usual, was always there, which hurts, obviously.
Yeah. So it was, but to your point, like you said, 30% of the time when he happened to be, you know, when you guys happened to attack next to his army, only then he would be there. But if you veer too much to the left or the right, good luck. Like you would not be able to get that. I guess like was Munsif struggling with any of the resources, or you guys were just making a play to get the patch, to get the gold, or?
Okay, I know he was struggling with wood, like I said, which helped him a few times, and I think he then was struggling a bit with gold, which I think Fassel would think helped him, you know, with that a little bit as well.
I see.
I can't remember how many relics he had, but you know, I don't think it was necessarily as many relics.
You know, on your guys' side, if you needed to coordinate. The guy purple who was going to be in middle had 5 and 5 on both sides, so he needed to go both sides, not just collect on one side. But if you guys
Dulce I was there, don't worry.
You took everything.
I gave him some time, he wasn't touching them.
Oh shit.
I mean,
You
the
see
battle
that?
was going on, but I was like, you know, I gotta get the relics.
So there's your answer why the dude was didn't have the goal. he only had 5 relics.
This guy was like, he was hitting everything hard, man.
Yeah, that's.
But yeah, you know, even on the sides, those, you know, I guess there's technically those 3 big patches, right? I mean, like obviously, I think we got to the right when we got there, but I think the left one we didn't touch either, right? So that technically also has.
No, Munsif got it.
Munsif got
on the left side he did.
Yeah, man. I was so nice.
Okay.
कोई credit नहीं दे रहा मुझे. I'm telling you, I was so nice. I only took 1. I let you guys kind of take 2. But.
Was when he was going for the 3rd and threw up towers. He was like, oh, you shouldn't have done that. Now I'm gonna have to bring in some pain. He started bringing the
Krebs. Oh,
yeah. I think he made a point that he killed his villagers or something.
I really shouldn't have done that. I really didn't want to do this to him. But here I go. And by the way, as soon as he said that, I started to make walls. That's when I started to make walls. My background and everything. Because I knew that towards the end of the game, it would be a blow through that area. I just knew. And actually, that's what was happening at the very, very end. Although Salman was hitting both sides really hard.
Yeah. But yeah, you're right. You guys are right though, because he started. You know, I ignored his trip for a while, but after a little bit, when Munsif kind of, I mean, the guy, bro, he wasn't helping you on your, I think on the side where you guys kind of were having a breakthrough. Like he didn't help me. So I kind of like needed him to stay there. I kept sending him a few forces at a time that he would kill, and he felt like, yeah, I'm making progress. So basically, Munsif then, and the thing is, because Munsif had committed to so many Trebs and Rams and Onagers, and I think he had some Paladins, but they weren't like in big number. And Shoaib, yes, he also made Cav Archers in decent number, which meant that he couldn't send Paladins on Saman.
I mean that, and also Palis are more tanky, especially if you're going.
Yeah.
Bomber towers and stuff. My point is, if you have like let's say 60, 70 Paladins going through bomber towers, I mean, yeah, they're gonna hit one Pali at a time, whatever. They're not gonna like kill all of them, right? So
That's right.
You have enough time to hunt for like Trebs or hunt for siege that's coming out and stuff, right?
But he was doing his little campaign, brother. With his Tread, all lined up.
When me and Pascal were making that play on the side, he ideally should have come in from that different angle with like 50, 60 Palis and
Yes,
hit the back line, so our push could have been sustained.
that's right. If only he had listened. Because that's why I was saying, like, it's one thing if you guys didn't have cons and Munsif was kind of doing his thing, and you could say, hey, you could argue that, hey, you know what, the guy didn't know what was kind of happening.
I mean, I guess the only thing to maybe say to be fair to him on that push, I mean, of course it was communicated so he knew it was happening, but I guess explicitly, we didn't necessarily call for him like to send in forces there or send in like the key of X Paladins there, right? Maybe.
I see.
Yeah, because we had done that so many times that we could.
Shoaib, to be fair.
Autoresponder not happening. Move along.
Ah, come on, guys. it was that bad?
But that, I think there was I think in the first third of the game, I think when we had that initial advantage, and then you guys kind of pushed back. I think you kept saying, well, we can't ignore this. I'm like, well, yeah, I'm not saying to ignore it. I'm saying to bring a rally here so we can go in together. But overall, I think it was a good game. The map wasn't bad. Obviously, yeah, it's an interesting map. It's not that bad. It's pretty good. And I think you gave us some extra. I don't know if you did. I think you gave us extra resources initially, like 5,000.
Man, I gave you all bitches extra everything. Okay.
I called
Yeah. Of course you called it out.
I like that one. That was good.
Of course you liked it. I was gonna make it a lot fun for y'all, but I just I mean, Salman was making some really big pushes, man. I couldn't I think like if we moved in like that, or like that first counter that Salman did, it would have been really bad, right? So point was not to just kind of like, now hey, if Salman kind of did it by himself, shit, like that would have been like very bad. But you guys did the rally, so whoever called for the rally, good job. You guys, didn't mentally lose your shit. And you guys kind of came back and did your own counter attack. So I thought that was like super good, like very good on your part. So overall, I thought like, now look, I mean there was a numbers issue, like you came with massive numbers or whatever, that's expected. But overall, I still thought that it was great counter plays that you guys were making. So I'm super happy that you guys figured it out and didn't like fully collapse. Especially after that first counter move that Salman did and how we came in the middle. So I thought that was pretty good. I mean, I wasn't going to push past that middle area. It was just, unless like there was like a full collapse and then just to help Salman out. But, you guys did pretty decent.
Shoaib recorded the stream, right? So don't forget to share the link.
I did.
I'm pretty sure that
what's
the you're talking about didn't collapse. I do believe Munsif was like, yeah, what's the point?
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's the first third of the game. I think,
yeah. That was the first with a move. Oh, all his bombard guys are in the back and these bombard towers in the front. It's the bane of Munsif, right? All these bombard towers in his face. And it's like, and as soon as he throws up the trebuchets, then everybody collapses on him.
Yeah.
That's the point. That's the point. I hope you guys catch his inspiring, encouraging rally cry. What's the point? What's the point?
Hey, but that's why I balance the game out, man. Never pushed and just kind of chilled out and let you guys do your thing. So, just saying, like that's the whole point of the balance. Like you see some shit, you get knocked out a bit, and you're like, all right, how do we deal with this? And then you guys rallied, came back, and then you dealt with whatever was there. So, kudos to you guys. I mean, that's the whole point.
Actually, I found the moment in the
Oh,
game
did you?
that Beth was talking about. Yeah.
Oh shit!
So if you go to my stream and just go to the 50-minute mark, you
Uh-huh.
hear
Acha?
yeah. You like that? I'll
Yeah.
find it quick.
Yeah.
Cause I remember exactly when that happened.
Shoaib, like what the shit? Like
Yeah.
how did? Oh, God damn, bro! Like you even remember like when? Yeah, what's it?
Trabe, what's that purple square? It looks like it wants to transmit a webcam.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't realize that. I guess when I was testing with Coral, but that's easy to
Okay.
remove for next time. Yeah. I
Right.
fixed it afterwards. You guys heard it, or you want me to cast it on Discord? Yes, from here.
Yeah. You could do that.
You know, pretty funny.
What's the
Share
point,
screen.
guys? Shit.
That's a bit my thing.
No.
Let's see it.
Watch.
Let me know if you heard when I play it.
You said 50-minute mark?
Yeah.
Yeah. He just stands there.
You can send nothing,
Come on,
basically.
man.
Like, can't send anything. What's the
Yeah,
point?
yeah.
Yeah,
Or
I
shit.
took out the bomber cannons right now with my cav archers.
It's interesting, Fassel. Remember that shit. Well, it all started with you saying to be fair. You might as well have said technically.
Can someone do a little bit of traps to help us take out the bomber?
I mean,
towers
it's
out?
all good
I'm
though.
just traps
Like,
as well.
I made.
I think like what? If that
Oh
was,
yeah,
if,
Fassel,
I
keep
think
the-
that
keep
was
the scorpions
the
behind me. Let me
forest.
see
If you
I can
push
get
through
these
there,
guys.
you would enter
It
our
just fit
area,
walls and
right?
they had
Technically.
bunch of bombers behind.
So
Yeah.
I mean,
you can send nothing, basically.
you guys weren't gonna get there. So
Should look at
the
my
thing
team,
is, like,
guys.
but
It's dying.
after middle,
Like pancakes here, look.
I mean, I wasn't gonna like.
Yeah, let's-
really
let's
push
rally
them
back
or
here.
Bombard, take out like, because the thing is, like, with the advantage we had, taking out all your forward buildings in that area would have been so easy. But the point, that wasn't even the point. The point was now you've seen a combo, rally, come back, and what can you do? That was the point. Now Saman came and he did his thing. That's on him. But no, I wasn't gonna do that. So, you know, I'm glad. Well, it's ironic that he was complaining and then you guys kind of kept the morale up and you guys kind of like, oh. Well, I guess when you made a push, I guess did you make the point to him that, hey, you see, we did it?
Yeah,
Aware of this?
I was saying that it's a good push and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, because you have to keep that morale, man, shit. It's a key thing. So I think like that, those kinds of things really matter, especially on the lower end. So
I should have. As soon as they said that, I should have just resigned. That's your warm-up game, and let's restart.
yeah.
But anyways, I guess a quick night.
Apparently, because your buddy. I didn't expect your buddy to be like, "Hey, I'm out." 1 hour before.
Hey
he-
man, it was more likely for me to dip out, but he dipped out.
Yeah. I don't know why he dipped out. Got your hands into your hip. I dip, you dip, we dip. You got your hands into my hip. You dip, I dip, we dip.
All right, I guess we'll catch up next week, inshallah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right, man. So,
All right,
Alright,
guys.
brother,
Good
man.
night.
Take care.
I
Alright.
guess.
Yeah.